Well, here we are again. About a month ago, we sent my girlfriend on a once-in-a-lifetime journey in Outer Wilds, and it still hasn't left our orbit. The weeks after beating the game, it was all she could think or talk about. Cue the philosophical drives to the grocery store where we talk about the science of sending memories into the past and what shade of blue the sun turns when it supernovas. I think we settled on aqua. Anyhow, it was pretty much a foregone conclusion she'd played the DLC after how much she loved the main game. Originally, we weren't planning to dedicate an entire video to the DLC, but we've since changed our mind. The people have spoken, the girlfriend has spoken, and the conclusion is it's time for more Outer Wilds. Before things get started proper, I want to issue a spoiler warning for Outer Wilds and its DLC, The Echoes of the Eye. I'll be giving major spoilers about as well as revealing, so please stop and go play the game if you haven't. I really can't say enough good things about this game, and I'll reiterate that if you haven't had the opportunity to play it, you don't want to ruin it for yourself. One other thing, a lot of people were disappointed I didn't show my girlfriend's reaction to the ending of the base game. There were a couple reasons for that, but the main one was there was a lot of this.
That's so beautiful.
When we made it, we really didn't expect to get as big a reaction as we did. Admittedly, we were ending on sort of a positive note, and her bawling her eyes out as the universe died just kind of brought the mood down a bit.
Oh my god, that is not good.
With that being said, my girlfriend has come to terms with a small chunk of the internet listening to her cry over toasted marshmallows, so I promise to include more with this video. Let's get into it. Tackling the DLC was an interesting one. For one thing, she already knows how the game ends, so there's a bit of melancholy buzzing around. I did tease that completing it would have some level of influence over the ending, but I didn't give more details than that. Still, it was enough to get her started. When she first encountered the stranger, she couldn't really comprehend what she was looking at. At first, she thought it was just a giant black planet, but she was confused how it looked like it had poked a hole in the sun. As she got closer and she saw it was a space station, her curiosity did the rest of the work.
What the fuck?
But nothing compares to her reaction the first time she stepped through the doors and dropped into the river of the glorious little ring world she was about to explore.
Whoa. Where am I?
She found out almost as soon as she set foot in the stranger this was going to be a little different than what she'd done before. She was about to go from roasting marshmallows in space to whitewater rafting in space. Just watch your head.
Ow.
A lot of the telltale girlfriend wonder was still here, albeit now with more confidence having explored the universe once before. She still had that exuberant childlike wonder when something would click into place or an answer would just fall into her lap.
Okay. Oh my god. Where did I see that?
But still, some things never change.
What the fuck? This is the creepiest marshmallow I've ever eaten.
While wandering around, it becomes clear pretty quickly things are a little off. Something isn't quite right here. There's a lot to see and do, and similar to the rest of the solar system, time plays an integral role in your exploration. With enough time passing in the stranger, well, this happens.
What was that? Oh shit!
It's always been impressive to me how Outer Wilds builds confidence with its player and teaches them mastery over the world. The first time I discovered the station, I did exactly what she did. Poked around curiously, checking around every corner, looking over every little detail. But by your third or fourth trip, you're just flying into that cloaking device at top speed, racing up the elevator, down the river, trying to find something, anything new to explore. Our evening conversations about the puzzles and mysteries continued, only this time around, she started sounding more and more like some kind of hard-boiled detective, saying things like, "The tape in question," and talking about destruction of evidence.
That was what I was looking for. What? It's burnt here too? No!
The game asks a lot more of its player this time around in order to figure out what you're supposed to do. I really had to rack my brain at how you were meant to access the Dark World simulation the first time, even after finding all the slides that told me what to do. For my girlfriend, hilariously, it happened by sheer coincidence when she tried sleeping to get the dam to break sooner.
What the? Where did everyone go? What the hell?
The puzzles in Echoes of the Eye were, in my opinion, a lot more difficult to figure out. She found herself beating her head against a brick wall on more than one occasion, and I'll be the first to admit I didn't discover everything there was to see before solving the final mystery myself. It doesn't help the game cranks the anxiety level to 11 this time around too. Even before loading into the game the first time, the DLC prompts you with the question of essentially, are you a chicken?
Is it scary?
All jokes aside, most people aren't playing Outer Wilds like a horror game anyways, but it'd be a lie to say the spooks aren't part of the thrill.
Am I a scared crybaby? Yes. Am I ready to admit it? No.
Fueled by stubbornness itself, she refused to turn on that setting throughout her entire playthrough. I've been with my girlfriend long enough to know the only thing that scares her more than something scary is the knowledge that there's something that's going to be scary. The very fact the game warned her that there was something to be afraid of seemed to scare her more than what was actually coming.
Okay. Okay, take it back. Oh, fuck.
The DLC is dark. I don't mean it's grim, it's just literally pitch black. I mean, you initiate the mystery by flying into a spot that for all intents and purposes blotches out the sun. Most of the puzzles require you to manipulate light to some extent to solve them, and go figure, the rooms need to be pretty dark to make that happen. Tie that into the prior warning, and my girlfriend pretty much was tiptoeing around every single corner with beads of sweat forming on her face.
Is someone walking? Those are definitely footsteps. Okay, I'm ready to go home.
We've been sleeping with the bathroom light on for almost a month now, and I have no one to blame but myself. And maybe Mobius. You can imagine her reaction when she discovered that things are only gonna get darker from here.
I feel like I heard an elevator. Oh my god! Oh my god, oh my god, oh my god! Holy fuck! Oh no, 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 no!
Outer Wilds pulled a real mean one on us with this one. They've essentially created the video game equivalent of being a child who just turned the lights off and has to make the mad sprint back into bed. This was the beginning of a very loud couple of nights around here. I know last time I said I wouldn't even be in the room with her when she played, but there was a 0% chance she was gonna make it past this part of the game without me there to have a hand on her shoulder. I think she initially got it in her head these guys were going to be cute and affable like the Nomai. But as it turns out, the large anthropomorphic owls in the dark forest were not in fact friendly.
Why'd the music stop? Hello? I'm not trying to disturb you. I'll see myself out. Just please let me leave.
She got a little creative with the stealth sections and learned some things a bit outside the order of what was intended by the developers. By the end of her playthrough, I don't think it really hurt her experience though. I mean, come on, who didn't try to ditch their lamp so the strangers couldn't blow it out anyways?
Ah! Okay, just take my lamp. Leave me the fuck alone. Oh my god, oh my god, oh my god. Ah! What the fuck? What the fuck?
When it came to actually solving the big puzzle at the end of it all, she was really hung up on it. She got all the locks off the vault except for the one with the alarm bell. It was a beautiful moment when everything fell into place and she had that last epiphany about how she was supposed to solve the final lock.
Do I have to like die? Would that even work? So I died. He's not very talkative. This is his story. Oh. No. Oh, that's so sad. Don't mind if I do. Okay. Oh my god! We're sharing our story! The Nomai! They're so cute! Oh no, I'm about to cry again, aren't I? The little Nomai! There's me! Oh my goodness! There I go! Wow. He's bowing to me! Wait! Am I taking his place? Was I supposed to go with him? Are we supposed to follow suit?
So that's it. She beat the DLC. Nice one. See ya, space girlfriend. Did I fool ya? We're gonna get it right this time.
It's so spooky. Oh my god. 1, 2, 3. What? What? Wait. It's you. Oh my god. Whoa. It's a forest. I can roast a marshmallow. Join us. We rescued him and he gets to play with the band. That's so cool.